Hi all, you are watching a fragment of the Countdown program from December 28, 2023. Today is Thursday. View all of our programs on the Patreon resource. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. I'll talk about the themes of the postscript later, but now about the most important thing. The Naked Party show continues. They remake films, break contracts, cut them from previously filmed programs. True, repression does not affect everyone. This is exactly how cultural guidelines change in the era of impending fascist totalitarianism. The soft feathers of Kirkorov are replaced by the iron ridge of the shaman. The persecution of celebrities without panties has begun. Producer sycophant Alexander Inchikov was so traumatized by this unspiritual event that he filed a lawsuit against blogger Nastya Ivleva, as the hostess of the shameful action, estimating moral damage no more, no less at 1 billion rubles. Inchakov's soul has broken so much that without financial compensation it will fly out of the producer's body, and his work will suffer an irreparable loss. The cave tax officials also became excited and decided to check. Is everything in order with Anastasia's taxes? Did she pay hard cash, zigging towards the treasury? There is a suspicion that she didn't pay and didn't gamble enough, and this is already a crime. Ivleva herself has already stated that she was mistaken, broke away from the Shaggy team, and now fate is rightfully lowering her to the very bottom. Having opened the wrong door, she lured Kirkorov and Sobchak there, who now also repent and receive communion in front of the camera, but society is harsh. It is not ready to forgive perverts who have exposed their vicious essence. The Shaggy businessman Sterligov calls for sending the participants of the shameful event for re-education to his settlement to build a goat barn. He promised to feed him real cheese without chemicals and fresh meat. He did not promise to pay money, that is. A brigade of serfs from the former elite is a precedent that has not yet been accomplished, but is already looming on the horizon. The one there is completely skinny. How are you going to give birth to children? Sterligov laments. Here all the nonsense will come out of your head. In a year they will become different people. End of quote. That is, we are not talking about a colony yet, but the public does not demand imitation bloodletting, but complete death in earnest after all. At this time, boys in panties are fighting with the enemy, and here is such a horseradish in a sock, and right in the dog. The heroes of the party are urgently erased from the programs of corporate events. The company's contracts with Ivleva, as an ambassador, were terminated, and even Kandelaki announced that TNT was re-shooting the New Year's Craft, Ivan Vasilievich Changes Everything, which starred Kirkorov. Now his spirit will not be there. It is clear that loyal celebrities have held shocking events before, but here the Kremlin stars did not align in their favor. A childish sin would be easily forgiven, but not now, when loyalty alone is not enough. The persecution machine was launched by Alexei Gromov himself from the presidential administration, who demanded blood and a lot of noise, on a propaganda scale. And now the Mutabor Club is closed and sealed. The Kremlin has begun devouring the first echelon of characters, snagging leading figures who only yesterday were considered untouchable. A demonstrative reprisal against them can temporarily eclipse in the eyes of the average person the pain of the loss of landing ships and the premonition of an impending economic collapse. The United States is ready to harshly punish any banks that help schemers evade sanctions. Unicredit and Raiffeisen will have to chop off their cave daughters, discarding the tails stuck in the cave. European, Turkish and Central Asian banks get ready. Emirati bankers have already refused to open accounts for Rosneft. Become our patrons right now and watch further in this program. Medvedev blabbed that the Kremlin needed the negotiations to simulate false intentions. The real ones are that Odessa, Dnepr, Kharkov, Nikolaev, Kyiv are Russian cities, and the most important goal is the defeat and surrender of Bandera's NATO troops. According to Newsweek, Ukraine could receive the first batch of F-16 fighters. And although this event is unlikely to change the course of the war, the entry into the war of more modern types of weapons will complicate the process of survival for the occupiers. The struggle for power and influence in the media is gaining momentum in Poland. The new Prime Minister Donald Tusk intends to lift the immunity of some Law and Justice Party deputies. Watch in the program, Postscript. While the United States is opening a hunt for the money of the Kremlin schemers, they are beginning a major restructuring inside the cave, with redistribution and redrawing of internal communication schemes. Yandex is about to go to Putin's oligarch Potanin, and the new generation internet signal will be tailored for Chinese smartphones. State Duma Deputy Anton Gorelkin summed up the year in the field of digital sovereignty. Already 70% of the Russian population uses domestic platforms. The Dubai Hut Major will pack its bags in 2024 on the orders of the leader. Goodbye, weak-willed Google. And that is all. See all of our programs on Patreon. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. Hugs to everyone. See you tomorrow. Live at the end of the year. Glory to Ukraine.